Welcome everyone for another round of Subnautica with the FCS mods. I got several bases built. I last time built my new Neptune rocket over here, got it lit up somewhat. So I am ready to finish the story whenever the time comes that the mods are done and we've had enough playtime with it. And there's not an update this time. No, I don't know when the next update's coming out. I don't know when they're going to be finished. I just know when FCS posts an update. Well, I was thinking with everything else in place, good time to do a recap today of my existing bases. And of course, we already know most of this big one. So let's go start at one of the smaller ones. So here we are first at the solar farm, which is not a small base in some aspects. It's a large platform, but it is a very basic base. It's just the foundations, a lot of foundations, way up here on the mountain side. Good view of the gun platform and a lot of the solar clusters, which I repainted with the new tool or new paint system. So it looks very nice, very red. I like the distinction there. And so basically this is just this platform, a teleporter, and the power pylon that allows the other bases to connect to it, ideally. But unfortunately right now, every time I load the game save, all the connections are broken for some reason. So I have to go back and redo them when I really need power. But this set of solar clusters, each one produces 11 power per second right now, 2,975 total power capacity, which means I have a total power capacity here of 62,475. And that's quite a bit of power per second being produced. So where the solar farm is all about being a central power source that I can connect through pylons to multiple bases, this base is all about processing ores, the consumers, which I built this with the old model, so it was a lot more compact. That is not how it would normally be done now. So, but these are producing, or, taking the kyanite harvested from the drillers here and turning it into the money, which I'm going to go ahead and change these to fit the color scheme. There we go, a little bit nicer. So I've got backup power here in the form of mainly these. And no, I did take those out. So yeah, just these. See how that was, that's not bad. So yeah, this has power, which was, I thought, emergency power. I might need some just in case something happens. I didn't count for it being too weak to actually let me teleport down here, which is the problem. And so if you haven't been following, the way this is set up is the hydroponic harvester produces creepvine seed clusters, which this is set to continuously transform those, process those like a fabricator would, to make lubricant. Lubricant is needed to keep the drillers going, so it's got its own self-sustaining lubricant setup. Don't have to worry about running out of lubricant. And this actually stores within, well, the creepvine seed clusters there, the lubricant goes in here to a single server. So it can only have so many stored at a time. So I don't end up using up all my space for lubricant. There we go, 4 more jet streams. Gotta remember to turn them on afterwards. And, oh yeah, gotta paint these. Gotta make sure we make them match. And 225.5, 225.5, 225.1, 224.6. So a little variation, but not much. There's other places I've seen a much greater variation than this. This area, pretty consistent on the amount of power being produced. You can see all these 226, 225, 224.9. Yeah, so that's 8 of them now. Okay, so power storage. Charging, 60 per minute, 10,000 power storage. I'm hoping this will at least generate enough extra that it can, let me teleport down here to fix things. And that brings us to the actual important mine, the mine that produces pretty much everything. Well, except the kyanite, the nickel, and the sulfur. That's the only things it cannot produce. And, that's fine. I don't really need it to produce everything. I could have done another one in the inactive lava zone and done that, but I decided not to. I want to do something here in the dunes, which is where we are at right now, and I had to fit some of these. So this base fortunately had enough extra power set up before I started having the problem with the pylons, because it has the same 8 turbines, which means the lava zone one should now work perfectly fine with those 8 turbines that it has. I actually want to try this. Is that no difference? I think that's a little bit deeper color red, maybe. And this base is really for the not Subnautica style of production. So Subnautica, you know, normally we have to go collect everything. This is all about mass production of pretty much everything. I have it basically blacklisted, meaning everything except the sand, which, you know, is not a normal thing anyway. I could use it to make glass, but, you know, quartz is just a little bit more versatile. I'd rather stick with it. And it is right here at the edge of the dunes and the mushroom forest. And I have all these remote storage ones, because you need the remote storage to connect the deep driller to offload supplies, and the remote storage, if it's in range, can be interacted with from the terminal, like the storage racks can be. So I have almost 200 items there, 200 there, 200 there, 200 there, and I might need to add some more storage here. Well, I don't know what's going on here. I've got 3 of 4 placed down, but when I try to place one down here, it's acting like there's something in the way. All right, well, there's going to be a gap in them. I don't know why that gap exists, but it does. But that gives me 4 more remote storage. That's a total of 800 more power. And I think I was using the wrong color template there. Or it might be the fact that I'm out of paint, too. That could be the other thing. And this is the same setup here. Let's see. Yeah, the hydroponic harvester is in here because I wanted this base to feel more like there's somebody living here to maintain the base. So we got a worker here, so they needed food, but also the same. We have the hydroponic harvester producing the gel sacks. Not gel sacks, the creepvine sea clusters. They automatically get pumped through this into lubricant once they're produced, and automatically dumps the lubricant over here with a dedicated storage disc just for lubricant, so it doesn't overflow anything. And then I could just come here and be like, oh, hey, I need some titanium, grab a ton of titanium, or even go to the other bases and access it from here. Makes it very easy to have a lot of materials for building. So almost like creative mode. And well, that brings us to the main base, the island base, dubbed right now Skyview base, which is just kind of the entry area here. You teleport in. Maybe you got some tools you need to recharge the batteries for. You go down here. We got our Cyclops docking area for our guests that come in. And then we're on the main floor. Power storage, food, plant production, stuff like that. We've got our multiple floors, all of this, which still has decoration that needs to be done. The big base here, and of course, last time I did this. So this base does produce a lot of stuff. That is one thing. It does produce, of course, food for me to use here if I don't want to take it from one of the air bases. Things like the stalker teeth, the table coral samples, stuff like that being produced out here. Stuff that I'm not readily using that often, but when I need it, it's nice to have. And then I've got a harvester over here that I don't have anything else to put in it, really. And this base has its own solar power level, which is kind of close to what the solar farm has, but it also connects to the solar farm. So it can be the big dog. It has the most power. Plus, it's got the 2 power storage things down below. I can't remember what exactly they're called. The actual term, let's look at that. I can tell you now, it is the power storage. It's simple. I should have just remembered that. It's just power storage. And while the rest of the base is nice, I feel like this is my most favorite part of it, being an IT person in normal life, because it's the server room. It's the storage area. This is currently 3,792 items worth of storage and only 75 items total because EasyCraft's not working with the mods right now. Otherwise, I'd have this thing decked out. But look at that. All these are ones loaded with the storage disk, and the red ones have no disk yet. So, yeah, 3,792 times 2 is my storage capacity in the end, which doesn't really matter since if I just need it, I just go here and be like, oh, hey, I'm going to go to the dunes one. I need a lot of titanium. Let's just load up. Boom. Look at all that titanium. Come back here. And now I just dump it all in. Once EasyCraft is working with the SCS mods again, or at least with the storage mod specifically, as long as I'm in 100-meter range of this area right here, I can build without worrying about carrying supplies around. So very much a shorter video, just the highlight video than what I normally do, because I do still have some tidying up to do around here. Most stuff I've already tweaked and worked out fully, Riley. But not entirely. In some cases, I do still have more stuff that I need to do, and it's really more I'm waiting for the next update, the next set of changes coming from SCS, so I can then say, oh, hey, you know, I've got that. I know I have an idea on how to use this. So I'm not trying to finish everything out yet, and I'm honestly at that point, I don't want to build anything else here, but I would like to do maybe another small base. So I would love to hear from you in the comments below a suggestion for the location and the theme of another small base. Not big base, small base. Gotta be little, you know, kind of like the other small bases that I have that aren't really small, but you know, whatever. Tell me a location. I'm already in the dunes and the lava zone and on the island. So, well, floating island and mountain island. So leave those places out. If you got another one, you got a theme, comment below. And of course, if you got suggestions for one of the bases, you can go ahead and throw that out there as well. And then we'll just wait for the next FCS update. And I've got Riley. Some
Would you like
tidying up to do after I enjoy this.
Wake up those taste buds and the rest of you too.